Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Back in the day, and I mean way back in the day, those far out hippie days of yore when I was just a young dude with long hair wearing bell-bottom pants and women were braless. Good old rock and roll tunes were blasting out everywhere back then, and being an upcoming artist made me feel like I wasn't just a bystander, but a part of the whole scene. Crashing at someone's pad and just grooving while sucking back a beer or having a toke wasn't uncommon. LSD was offered to me because being an artist they figured it would blow my mind and I would create something utterly phantasmagorical. However, I didn't partake because after seeing one of my friends being taken away on a stretcher when his mind short-circuited, didn't seem worth the experience. Now, if someone rolled a joint or brought out a bong, I'd say, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. Of course, weed is legal now, but back then, in those hazy, crazy days, it was definitely against the law. I loved the music scene back in those days. People like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Doors come to mind. My wife Sarah and I have hippie alter egos. I'm Trip and she's Daisy. Before driving across Canada to Vancouver Island, I tripped out our A-liner trailer, and this is one of the things I painted. I hope you enjoyed it, because I did. Being somewhat of a flaky artist back then, and hardly a coin jingling in my jeans pocket, one night in particular comes to mind. I was over at a friend's house, and we were standing outside just before dark, when he pointed to his next-door neighbor's backyard and said, "Check that out." I thought they were just growing a lot of corn, but on closer inspection, interspersed between the corn were tall marijuana plants. Oh, yeah. And then, as if the marijuana gods were staring down on us, with big smiles on their faces, the back door opened, and the dogs were called inside. I looked at my friend, and he looked at me as I said, "Get your car, pull up in front of their driveway, out on the street." Before he could respond, I leaped over the fence and crawled between the rows of corn, plucking out the marijuana plants. When I had both arms filled with pot plants, I rushed to the car. Seeing me running towards him, he opened the back door to the car, and after tossing the weed inside, we drove off in one hell of a hurry. Wouldn't be surprised if the black tire marks are still right there. My friend said, "I don't believe you did that." And then, realizing the back of his love bug was filled with pot, its amazing aroma permeating the whole vehicle, we looked at one another and began laughing our heads off. We had pulled off what we call the most magnificent marijuana heist. To this day, when I think about it, I can't help smiling and wondering what his neighbors thought when they discovered all they had was a big batch of corn growing in their backyard. I bet the expressions on their faces were priceless. I'd love to have seen that. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this rant and the video, please give a like and even subscribe. I'd like that, yeah. Cheers, eh?